Hello everyone, you are all welcome to lecture number 939, and today's topic is the pesticides in food chain is a health hazard, and lot of research is conducted globally, and it was found that this organochlorine, that is organic chlorinated hydrocarbons, either in aromatic form or aliphatic form, they are causing lot of health hazard, and they are found in food chain, starting from food grain to milk and even meat, and it is a very serious issue. The reason is that some of the scientists, they have discovered that exposure to these pesticides, that is organochlorine, may cause cancer, and they are cancer agents, or we call them carcinogenic. And it is reported that, for example, in India, the milk contains up to 217 ppm level of pesticides, and in different states in India and globally, they have done the research, and they have found that in most of the 60-70% food grains, wheat flour or rice, maize, beans, they are all containing, starting from 50% to 60% pesticides. They are contaminated, and especially the hexachlorobenzene, HBC, which used to evaporate and it escapes to atmosphere. And this globe is divided into two groups. One is warm, that is Asia and Africa, and other group of countries, they are cold, and they are known as cold condense factor countries, North Pole area, Atlantic, or Canada. So these vapors, pesticide vapors in a gaseous form, when they are reaching to that area, they are condensed and they are frozen, and they become the part of ice as well as water. And the water and all those water bodies, they are contaminated. And that's why the marine animals or the birds which are found in those areas, they are contaminated and they are sick. Also, the latest report says that prolonged exposure to pesticides is causing breast cancer among female, because these pesticides slowly, they will damage your immune system, and immune systems are your fighting force to knock down the unwanted pathogen or even the free radicals which are produced, carcinogenic cells in the body. So all these factors one by one I am going to give here. So here I have given, these are some very important toxic impact of pesticides, or we can say health hazard of pesticides which are contaminated in our food chain, including water, cold drink, milk, and so many other products. Number one, almost all food commodities globally are recontaminated with pesticide residues, particularly DDT and BSC. Milk samples in India have been found to contain as much as 127 ppm, means part per million of DDT is high, and 13 ppm of BSC while vegetable oils have been found to contain in India up to 26 ppm of DDT, and this contamination is high. All this what it is reported. And number two, the buildup of pesticides in food chain is a main health hazard in Russia. Over 30% of the food has dangerous levels of DDT and organophosphate. Dairy products are especially, that is in Russia, is having 70% of all butter highly contaminated, and 42% of milk products are produced for children. Number three, hexachlorobenzene, that is HCB, is released in the air, and it is in vapor form, and it will escape to the higher height in atmosphere, and then that atmospheric air will carry this hexachlorobenzene to North Pole, and there it is condensed. So is released in the air from industries can interfere the bird's ability to transport oxygen around their bodies. Actually, when this hexachlorobenzene is inhaled by the birds, which is very common in North Pole area, and it will block their body oxygen to flow in their body, and that is a serious survival issue for North Pole area birds in bodies. HCB accumulates in cold parts of the world through a phenomenon known as cold condenser effect, and that phenomenon is called cold condenser effect in Canada, and that cold countries. Pesticides released in the warm parts of the world remain as vapor. So once these pesticides they are released in the air in the warmer part of the world, they remain gas in the form of vapor, and they will be in the upper layer of the atmosphere. But once they are reaching to the colder part of the world, it will be condensed and it will fall on the earth. So released in the warm part of the world remain as vapor and rise to the upper atmosphere in the form of pollutants. Once they reach the poles means North Pole, where it is -20, -30 degrees centigrade temperature, they condense and fall to the earth. That is why Antarctic sea birds, those birds, they are known as Antarctic sea birds, that is the pole area, are accumulating dangerously high level of toxic chemicals, and this their bodies, especially organochlorine pesticides. Number 4, significantly high levels of food contaminated with BSC, DDT, aldrin and dialdrin are evident throughout world. So throughout the world, these pesticides, insecticides, they are all organoderivative or organochlorine are found worldwide, and the average daily intake of BSC and DDT by Indians have been found to be much higher than those observed in developed countries. The dietary intake of aldrin and dialdrin have been found to exceed the recommended WHO levels. The report suggests that these pesticide residues come from their use in public health and in agriculture. So these two are the main sources of getting these pesticides pollutants in the form of pollution. That is one in public health system, and second in aggressive farming, that is in agriculture. Number 5, pesticides have also been reported in urban drinking water and also in rural underground water. DDT and BHC were detected most frequently besides endosulfan, aldrin and heptachlor. So this is the case study of India, where in urban drinking water and rural groundwater, these pesticides are commonly used in India, and they are DDT, that is endosulfan, aldrin and heptachlor. The deadly DDT was banned from agriculture in India in the year 1992, when it was discovered that the daily diet of Indians contained 0.27 milligram of DDT. Number 6, organochlorine, or we can say chloroderivatives of hydrocarbon. Pesticides are fat soluble. They are fat soluble. They can be dissolved in fat and oil. And intake of these chemicals results in their accumulation in the body tissues. As a result, these pesticides can be transferred from mother to babies in the fetus or through mother's milk. According to recent research study, the residents of India contain the highest level of DDT in the world, of the order of 28 ppm. So in the world, the highest contamination of these pesticides is among Indians, and that is 28 ppm. And according to another report, women with the highest exposure to the pesticide, especially DDT, have 4 times the risk of breast cancer compared to women with the least exposure to pesticides. So with this I will stop. Thank you very much for watching the lecture.